Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive financial puzzle that affects millions of people all over the world. We are entangling the complex web of NRI banking. Specifically, we're decoding NRE, NRO, and FCNR accounts. If you've ever felt, completely lost trying to figure out where your money should legally go once you move abroad, or maybe you're terrified of making a costly tax mistake back in India, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break everything down so you know exactly how to manage every single rupee. $129 billion. Let that number just sink in for a second. According to the source material, that is roughly the amount of money India received in remittances during the 2025-2026 financial year. It's a massive figure, and it actually makes India the #1 recipient of remittances globally. But despite this unbelievable volume of money crossing borders every single day, there's still a huge knowledge gap. And that brings us to a kind of uncomfortable question. Do you actually know where your money is going legally? There are an estimated 32 to 35 million NRIs and OCIs globally right now. Yet the overwhelming majority don't fully grasp the specific accounts that govern their hard-earned money. And with the recent 2026 updates to FEMA and the liberalized remittance scheme framework, flying blind? Yeah, that's definitely no longer an option. It is a major financial risk. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap so you know exactly how we'll solve this banking confusion today. 1. The NRI money dilemma. 2. NRE, NRO, and FCNR explained. 3. Real scenarios in action. 4. Avoiding costly FEMA mistakes. And 5. Your ultimate action plan. Part 1. The NRI money dilemma. So the July 31st income tax return frenzy? That's behind us. Everyone was laser-focused on filing their taxes. But now that the dust has settled, the natural next question for the diaspora is all about account management and repatriation. Basically, how do you move that money safely? Well, here's why you absolutely cannot afford to ignore this. The Reserve Bank of India's updated master directions on FEMA, that's the Foreign Exchange Management Act, along with the revised LRS frameworks, demand immediate compliance. Non-compliance can attract severe penalties. So this isn't just about finding the best interest rate anymore. It is about staying legally compliant with the RBI. Section 2. NRE, NRO, and FCNR explained. All right, first up is the NRE, or non-resident external account. Think of this as your inbound account. It holds funds that you remit from abroad into India, which are then converted into Indian rupees. The absolute best perk here? The interest earned on an NRE account is 100% tax-exempt in India under Section 10(4) of the Income Tax Act. Completely tax-free. Plus, the funds are fully repatriatable, meaning you can send both the principal and the interest back abroad freely. Just a quick aside, though, you can only hold this account jointly with another NRI. Now, flip the coin, and in stark contrast, we have the NRO, or non-resident ordinary account. This account is specifically for income you earn inside India. So if you've got rent coming in from a property in Pune, dividends from Indian stocks, maybe a pension paying out in rupees, it has to go here. But here's the catch. The interest is taxable at a really steep 30% plus surcharge and cess, and it's deducted right at the source. On top of that, you can't just send unlimited amounts back overseas. Repatriation is strictly capped at $1 million per financial year. Now, what's really interesting about this third option, the FCNR, or foreign currency non-resident bank account, is how different it is. Unlike the other two, this is a fixed deposit held strictly in a foreign currency, like USD, British pounds, or euros. Because your money is deposited and repaid in that exact same currency, it completely eliminates exchange rate risk. Your money is completely shielded from rupee fluctuations, it remains fully repatriatable, and the interest? Totally tax-free in India. Let's put these side by side to really lock this in. NRE is for your foreign income. NRO is for your Indian income. NRE is fully tax-exempt in India. NRO gets hit with that heavy 30% tax. NRE lets you move money back abroad with zero limits. NRO restricts you to $1 million a year. Honestly, mixing up where your foreign salary goes versus where your Indian rent goes is literally the single most common pitfall we see. And looking at the life cycle of an FCNR account, it's important to remember that based on the RBI master directions, an FCNR isn't just a liquid savings account you can dip into whenever. It's a fixed deposit. The tenure strictly ranges from a minimum of 1 year to a maximum of 5 years. It's really designed for folks who just want to park their foreign currency safely without converting it to rupees unnecessarily. Section 3. Real scenarios in action. Let's move from theory to practice and make this concrete. Meet Raj. He lives in New York and sends $2,000 back to India every month to support his aging parents. It's the classic remittance scenario, right? But how should Raj actually structure this legally? And this brilliantly illustrates the perfect legal setup. Step 1, Raj sends his US dollars into his NRE account, where they convert to rupees. Step 2 is the clever part. Because resident Indians cannot be joint holders on an NRE account, Raj adds his parents as mandate holders through a power of attorney. This gives them full access to the funds for their daily needs. Step 3, any money sitting in that account earns tax-free interest in India. And if Raj ever needs the leftover money back in New York, he can repatriate it without a single restriction. Now let's look at Priya. She lives in the UK but earns 25,000 rupees a month renting out her flat in Pune. This is a totally different scenario, and it's actually where so many NRIs accidentally break the law because they assume all their money can just go into one single NRI account. Priya's rent absolutely must, no exceptions, be deposited into an NRO account. Because this is Indian-sourced income, putting it in an NRE account is a very quick way to get an angry letter from the RBI. The interest she earns on that NRO balance is going to be subject to tax deducted at source, and if she wants to send that rental income over to her UK bank account, it's going to fall under that $1 million per financial year repatriation cap. Indian-sourced income stays in the NRO bucket, period. Section 4. Avoiding costly FEMA mistakes. Okay, this one right here is perhaps the most widespread misconception out there. So many people think they can just keep using their old, regular Indian savings account after they move abroad. The source material is crystal clear on this. It is entirely illegal to maintain a resident savings account once you gain NRI status. It's a direct FEMA violation. It is strictly mandatory to convert those existing resident accounts to NRO or NRE accounts the exact moment your residency status changes. And hey, the rules work in reverse, too. Consider Anand's timeline. Let's say Anand lived in Canada for 8 years and then returns to India permanently. Month 1, he arrives. The RBI gives a specific grace period window, historically around a few months, during which Anand must redesignate his NRE and FCNR accounts. He has to convert them into resident foreign currency, or RFC accounts, or just regular resident accounts. Leaving them as NRE accounts once you're permanently back in India, that's a major compliance failure. Section 5. Your ultimate action plan. So the crucial point here is how to handle that painful 30% tax on your NRO account. You need to check if your current country of residence has a double taxation avoidance agreement, or DTAA, with India. India actually has these agreements with over 90 countries. If you qualify, you can significantly lower that TDS rate. But it isn't automatic. You have to actively submit Form 10F and provide a tax residency certificate from your current country. This is a massive tax hack that way too many NRIs just leave on the table. And what if you're selling property in India? Please, whatever you do, do not try to DIY this process. Step 1, the proceeds from the sale must go into your NRO account. Step 2, you have to obtain a Form 15CB, which is a specific certificate from a chartered accountant. Step 3, you use that to file Form 15CA with the tax authorities. Only then, at Step 4, can you repatriate the funds, keeping in mind that strict $1 million per year limit. This documentation is heavily scrutinized, so professional help is mandatory here. Your chartered accountant is about to become your new best friend. All right, let's wrap this up with a quick mental checklist. First, if you haven't already, convert your old resident accounts to NRO immediately. Second, never, ever deposit Indian-sourced income like rent or dividends into your NRE account. Third, if you have foreign currency and fear the rupee depreciating, utilize FCNR fixed deposits for ultimate currency protection. And finally, if you're planning to return to India permanently, sit down with a chartered accountant 3 to 6 months beforehand to plan your account redesignations. I want to leave you with this final critical thought. Is your old savings account currently breaking FEMA rules? If you aren't absolutely sure, it is time to open up your banking app, review your account types, and start getting compliant. The regulatory environment is only getting stricter, and taking action today secures your hard-earned money for tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will see you next time as we continue decoding the financial world.